Coming up live on LiveWire, we've got a great show for you today. Sit down, get a pencil, because there's some wonderful events that you might want to go to this weekend. And coming up, we're going to be talking with someone from the Sacramento Black Book Fair, and also then the Sacramento Wildlife Care Association. So it's a very exciting thing that they're doing. So sit down and enjoy this. We'll be back right after this. With me in the studio is Faye Wilson Kennedy, who is the person in charge of the Black Book Festival, right?
Thank you very much for having me here. I'm one of many people serving on the planning committee,
okay.
So thank you very much. It's been very exciting. Everything starts this Friday. We're going to kick off this Friday with the opening reception at 6 p.m. at the Underground Books in Historic Oak Park, and then we're going to have a panel discussion right next door at the Guild Theater.
And a panel discussion about
how do we grow more readers? How do we grow new readers? We're going to explore that topic, and then from there we're going to party a little bit. Then we want everybody to go home and rest because we're going to get started bright and early at 9:30 Saturday morning, June 4th. We're going to kick off that Saturday morning with Books on Parade. Okay. It's a family-friendly event, so we want the entire family to come and gather at Women's Civic Improvement Center in Historic Oak Park. Bring your children, adults, bring grandma, and come and parade and participate in parade with us and everything. Oh, cool. So it's really neat.
So let's go back a little bit and talk about Black authors, because you said some really interesting things before the show that really get a wow, that there are Black authors coming from all over the United States to this event.
So for example, one of the reasons the Black Book Fair even exists is because many of us who are on the planning committee, we go to different book fairs, book-related events, so we didn't necessarily see a lot of authors of African descent. So we said, okay, we can do this. Yes. So this is the third annual Black Book Fair, where about some 50 Black authors of African descent will converge on Sacramento.
Children's books,
it's going to be children's books, adult books,
technical books.
Technical books, yes, yes, yes. So the whole purpose is to showcase Black authors and their talent. So it's just not one. So I'm going to give you an example. One of our featured authors this year is Denise Nichols. Most people know her as a celebrity, but she's also a wonderful writer. She's also a playwright. So it's showing a different dimension of an individual and everything. So then we have, Janae was on the show previously. She's written a wonderful children's book. Oh, yeah, just beautiful. So it's a way to introduce the public to Black authors and the breadth and depth of the literature that we really would like to expose the community to. And plus the event, it's like I said earlier, it's something for everyone. It's something for children, for adults. And leading up to the Black Book Fair, we hosted what we call community read-ins. So we invited the community to read with us. We identified, we pre-selected books, and we went out to the community and we read to children, to teens. It was really fun. It was really great.
Yeah, I think book reading and reading out loud is such an important thing, and it goes along with storytelling as well.
Right, right. It promotes literacy, and that's one of the things we would like for people to come. If you have children or grandchildren, nieces and nephews, come on out and join us on Saturday and Sunday at the Kids Zone. This year, the Kids Zone is being hosted at McGeorge Law School. So not only will the kids have an opportunity to be on a college campus, but a law school. So we're going to get them started early at being a lawyer and everything.
Very good. Want to be a lawyer?
Yes, yes,
Oh, there it is, right up there.
Yes, yes. Okay, so if people have questions, they can visit our website, which is just like our name, SacramentoBlackBookFair.com. They can get all the answers on there about the book fair and everything. So we're really excited.
Tell me about the Books on Parade.
The Books on Parade is a fun way that the entire family can participate. We want people to get there a little early, like 9:30, and then they'll have an opportunity using a placard and a marker to identify their favorite book, and then they'll put that around their neck, and then we'll walk through the community, and then at the end, people can talk about why they selected that particular book. So it's one way of people seeing the community, but also identifying their favorite books and everything.
I'm always reading. I have this little plastic holder on the table, and breakfast. I'm gonna get a couple of pages in. So I slide the book down in there, and I'm eating away and reading. I totally love books.
So yeah, it's really fun. So Books on Parade is, like I said, we're going to kick off that on Saturday, June 4th at 9:30, once again at Women's Civic Improvement Center. So Women's Civic Improvement Center is a very historic organization in Sacramento. It was founded in the 1930s by a group of women of African descent. In Sacramento, it was a place where people could gather and everything. So that's going to be the headquarters for the Black Book Fair. So if people have questions, if they get lost that day, just come to Women's Civic Improvement Center located at 3555 3rd Avenue in Oak Park, in historic Oak Park. We actually are going to be partnering with about 10 different groups in Sacramento. So there's going to be something going on at the Brick House Art Gallery. There's going to be something going on at the Sacramento Food Bank. There's going to be a wonderful activity happening at McClatchy Park. There's going to be bands.
Oh my goodness.
There's going to be vendors. There's going to be a food truck. It's going to be called The Village. So people can go and get a chance to meet authors formally as well as informally.
That's this weekend.
That's this weekend.
In Oak Park.
In Oak
you
Park.
Just drive into Oak Park.
You could drive into Oak Park. And guess what? Everything is free. All parents have to do, adults have to do, is just come with a little money to buy some refreshments for themselves and to buy some books.
Any special refreshments?
Oh, and there's going to be a food truck that specializes in good soul food.
Soul food.
Yeah. And it's free. Can't beat that.
I love it. I love it. So it's a really an interesting kids zone. This is a special event that happens.
Since its inception, we've always had a kids zone because we want to introduce books to children in a fun, exciting way. So each child will have an opportunity to select a book. They will walk away with a free book. We've partnered with the Black Child Development Institute. We've also partnered with Sacramento First 5 and other individuals that will be providing free books. So each child will come, they can select their book, and they can leave with the book of their choice and everything. We have people will be doing storytelling. We're going to have computers there. Mr. Bill will be there with computers. We're going to have African drumming, African dancing. So it's going to be fun. Kids Zone. I'm going to be at the Kids Zone for both days, so I'm going to have lots of fun.
That's good. Good. Well, Faye Wilson Kennedy, I'm glad they elected you to come down to talk to me.
Thank you very much.
And I wish you well on this. This is important, even though it's on its third year. It's something that should have started 30 years ago.
Yes.
But we have it now, so it's a good thing to have happen. And so it's in these various locations, and I like that that part of town lights up then for this weekend.
It's people have been so welcoming to us. So when we call or approach people about hosting, everyone says yes. So it's just been really, really neat. It's going to be really fun. And the most important thing, we did not want cost to be a barrier. We want families to come, enjoy themselves, have a good time, go to the park. You could picnic, bring the entire family.
Yeah, you could almost walk to these things.
You can walk. Right. We will also be partnering with Roberts Family Development Center. They'll be providing shuttle services. So if people don't feel like walking, if they're a little tired or maybe just can't make the walk between different venues, shuttles will be there. So we're going to tell people, get on the bus.
Get on the
bus. Yes.
Wow. Well, I think it's a fantastic event, and I wish you well, and your authors, and just loved that last time you were
Yes.
here. We had a good talk with an author of a children's book.
Yes,
And
yes. Janae,
Janae.
Brown Woods will be one of the featured authors. She's an excellent writer. Her book, Imani's Moon, is one of the books we selected and encourage parents and schools and libraries to buy the book and read to the children. If parents and grandparents, we really recommend that book. and
Well,
everything.
for Imani and for my godson, it's uplifting.
Oh, good. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Okay.
Okay, well, we're going to take a short pause for the cause here, and we'll be back after some public service announcements, and we'll be talking about hummingbirds and things you might find in your backyard, and you can take a part in it right after these important messages.
Thank you.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Me and my boy Matt had it good. He had catnip that was off the hook. But one day, he brings a girl home, and she's allergic to cats. Every sneeze was a nail in my coffin. Now I'm in a shelter. It's decent, but they don't even have Wi-Fi.
LiveWire, thank you so much for watching. From the Wildlife Care Association, Anicia and Karina. Did I get it wrong?
No, that was perfect.
Whoa! So tell me, you two were walking down the street one day and you got hit with this idea. I think I'll care for wildlife.
Something like that. I've definitely been passionate about animals my entire life, and I moved to Davis for college and found this internship through a great friend, and we ended up working together, so it's been wonderful.
And what do you do?
So Wildlife Care Association is there for the rescue, rehabilitation, and release of native wildlife all around Sacramento area, and we have hundreds of animals in this area that are just so beautiful and so essential to this part of the world. And so we're there to make sure that any that are sick, injured, or orphan have somewhere to be taken to. So members of the public can find them and bring them into us, and we'll take great care of them and get them ready to be released.
See, people don't know what to do if there's an animal, that's hurt. They think like, well, I don't know what to do. I better leave it alone. Maybe nature will take its way, And so it's important to know that there are organizations like this. You should actually write this on your refrigerator. Wildlife Care Association. So, but you have a website you can go to if you learn more about you, right?
Yes, wildlifecareassociation.com.
That's pretty easy.
It's very easy to remember.
So give me an experience, Karina, that you've had with wildlife that you find memorable.
Very recently, we had an American crow brought to us as a very young baby crow, and he wasn't able to stand, and that's why the people brought him into us. And we couldn't really figure out what was wrong with him. And we just kept feeding him and keeping him as comfortable as we could. And weeks went by and we weren't sure what was going to happen with him. And the other day someone came and told me he's standing up now and he's perfectly normal. You wouldn't be able to tell him apart from the rest of them.
Yikes. Okay. Sometimes nature does have its own way of working. We have to just be patient.
And after probably a few more weeks, he'll be able to go out into an aviary and he'll be flighted, get nice and strong, and then he'll be released with the rest of the crows his age.
Wow. Anicia, do you have some kind of experience like that?
Personally, I love working with raptors. It's one of my favorite things to do.
Raptors.
We don't actually keep them long term at our facility, but we do get them in and they're injured, and I really enjoy taking care of them. It's just one of my favorite things to do.
That's
I
great.
definitely have a knack for it.
So, but you not only do that, but you also have sensitizing programming for kids, right?
Yes.
And
we
adults, I suppose.
are trying to outreach via education. We do have some education animals that we have members of our team that will go out to schools and take the education animals with her. And, you know, it's kind of a great way for the general public and students in particular to get up close and personal to these wild animals and get a better understanding of them.
So we can jump on the website and find that as well.
Yes.
Good. So what is this other thing, the video safari, all about?
So the video safari is kind of our way of encouraging people to go out and look around their backyards and see what native wildlife they find.
Yes.
And we want people to go out and record, you know, little 30-second videos of things that you see in your own backyard. Birds flying around, squirrels running in trees, whatever you can find.
Me slapping a mosquito?
Ideally, it's not interfering with any of their normal practices that they would do in the wild. Just kind of a video from afar of something interesting that you might see.
Well, you've done this before, though, right? This event?
No, this is actually
the
a very
first
first
time?
time. Yes.
Wow, this is amazing. So, and then what do? They send the snap to you?
They can record it and submit it to our Facebook page. If you like our page on Facebook, Wildlife Care Association, you can send it to us in a message and attach it in that message with your name, your age, and the area where you recorded it.
Where you videotaped? Oh, there it is. On the screen, it says Sacramento Wildlife Area Safari Challenge for Kids. Entries are they opened on May 15th, and they close on August 15th. Well, that's a nice open time. 30-second video of local wildlife. Okay, and there's your Facebook page. Yeah, it looks good. And so you'll be able to send people to that Facebook page and say, see what I did?
So, and I believe we're going to be picking 10 of our favorite videos and having a small pizza party for those kids who did submit those videos. And from there, we'll pick one winner who will get, I believe it was a year.
A year of martial arts training.
Yeah.
Wow, I like it. Oh, yeah. Taekwondo. Is that right?
Yes.
Yep. Okay, yes, it's good. It's kind of a martial arts thing. It's also about understanding your time and space and movement. It's very wonderful. Anyway, I think it's a wonderful avocation that you have. You also go to college or school, right?
Yes, Karina actually already has her degree, and I'm currently working on mine.
I see. Okay. Well, can we watch? You brought a little video that we can watch about this this program. So, can we have a look at it?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, Mr. Cameraman, let's switch on over to this video on the Wildlife Care Association. Okay. Okay.
So,
How long is this video? Is this one of those 30-second videos that people submitted?
Yes.
It's hummingbirds.
we have
They're
some
really-
hummingbirds here at a feeder, which is something that anyone could really record from their own backyard. It's native wildlife that they can see anywhere. So this is a great example of a video that we want kids to submit.
Videos like this are kind of fun. You can share them with your family and all of that, because my wife and I have a couple of video or some feeders in the back, and those birds do strange things sometimes. I usually count, they have this like little flower, it looks like a plastic flower on it, and when you fill the vase with the food that they like, they come in and they poke and drink and they poke and drink, and they're flying. They're just continuously flying. They're, wow. And I've
Hummingbirds
counted
are
up to 14 hits.
Oh, yeah. Hummingbirds are incredible little birds. They have a really high metabolism because they have to flap their wings so often to keep their little
Yeah.
bodies zipping around. So they actually have to eat a lot, and it's mostly sugar that they need to keep them
Yeah,
going.
sugar. Yeah, it's unfortunate but true. But I mean, it's their species and they can find it. I wonder what they also peck into woody things every once in a while, almost like a woodpecker. I've watched them, sit on a tree and then kind of stick their
They
beaks
do also
into it.
eat bugs every once in a
They
while
do eat
as well.
bugs. Yeah. Give me a grub anytime. Good, good. You both enjoy what you're doing. How long have you done it?
I've been with Wildlife Care Association for 6 years.
6 years. Okay. Oh, yeah. Mine used to have been a little longer.
And I've been there for about 4.
4? Uh-huh. Well, I wish you both well. I mean, it's an amazing thing that you do. In terms of wildlife and saving wildlife, I think it's a fascinating thing. How long do you, do you go out and if people say, I don't know how to catch this thing, or I don't know, they offer you these solutions that only going out to do that.
So we have a hotline that we encourage the public to call when they have found an animal, and we have a team of volunteers who respond to those messages and can kind of walk you through the process of rescuing the animal. And what we recommend in general is picking up the animal very carefully and putting it into a box that is ventilated with some holes in it and a nice comfortable towel inside, closing it up. You don't need to worry about offering food or water. They'll be totally fine, and just bring them into us as soon as possible.
Okay, and you are over in Davis, California.
No,
right?
we're actually located in McClellan Park.
Oh, McClellan Park.
Yes.
Whoa, that's the other way. That's good. That's really good. Fascinating. And how many of those kinds of events happen like in a month?
Not as many as we would like, that's
Oh,
for sure.
so you're getting the word out. That's
Yes.
why you're here.
That's why we're here.
Well, it's important that people know about the services, and it is unfortunately your task to go out and let folks know. I think the idea of having a little note on the refrigerator is important.
Education is definitely the key when it comes to rescuing wildlife.
Yeah, schools and things like that. And also this event that you're doing is kind of interesting because children, if they can go out and videotape the birds or like those beautiful hummingbirds and share them, they'll get a better, closer sense of, that they have some relationship with those animals in the backyard.
And it's a great way for them to become aware of the types of animals that we have in this area. We have hundreds of different bird species. We even have yellow-billed magpies, which are endemic to this area. You aren't really going to find those birds anywhere else.
That's
other
right.
than
They
Southern
do not.
California.
They do not exist anywhere else, and that's kind of interesting. I find that we have to, be careful not to lose them as our local birds. They're really fun to watch.
Exactly. They're beautiful birds.
Yeah, big and gorgeous. Yeah, and I have a building in Midtown, and for many years, the birds would fly from, these are all black birds, crows, fly from one area and then across the top of my buildings. And at times they would all stop there and sit on the roof of the building for a couple hours or something like that, and then go down to their roosts along the river.
Crows are interesting animals that definitely function better as a big family group.
Yeah. And also along the river, there's some pretty possibly dangerous animals as well, right? Do you have any of that happen? Like...
We haven't really encountered, I haven't anyways, encountered people saying that they have had issues with any of the local wildlife. I know that there's definitely a fear of certain species, such as the opossums.
Yeah,
and
raccoons and
the
possums.
raccoons.
They
The
can be
opossums have a bad rep.
bad rip.
They do.
Is it as truly, are they deserving of that bad rep?
I personally don't think so.
They hiss.
They do. It's a defense mechanism. They hiss and they drool and they play dead, but they're very unlikely to actually attack.
So what do you say to people who say, I've got some possums in my backyard, come and get them?
I would actually try to educate them and tell them that opossums are wonderful. They eat ticks, they eat snails, and they're actually going to keep those populations in your backyard down. So they're great. They eat other dead things. They eat pretty much anything that they can
Yeah,
find.
they eat my oranges.
Mice, yeah. They'll eat mice. They'll eat, whatever they can encounter, and they're actually really good at pest control in your area. I mean, with opossums around, you're not going to have snails.
And they don't carry most diseases.
Exactly.
So you're trying to tell me that I can coexist with possums?
Absolutely. Please do.
Well, that's what my wife told me anyway. Look at that possum! It was just gave me a growl and a hiss.
They're not that scary. They try to be. They try to act scary to get you to stay away from them, but
Yeah. Well, obviously, they don't smile. They have this kind of look about them, like I'll bite you, and maybe they would. But I hear what you're saying, and my wife is also clued into how wildlife are in the city, and we live in the inner city, So there's a lot of animals in the inner city.
right, and that's actually kind of rare for a city to have that many animals living in your area. So
Wow.
it's definitely something that's really valuable about the Sacramento area.
So how does this impact the directions of your lives?
Well, I definitely didn't see myself staying here for that long, but I love what I do, and I know that I'm going to stick around for a while.
Oh, very good. And you, madam?
Same. I definitely didn't see myself in this position years ago, but I think we both really enjoy it and can see the impact that we make. And the releasing animals back out into the wild is the best part of it, which is a huge part of why we're doing this contest, is so people can go out and see animals in the wild in their natural habitat where they're supposed to be.
Yeah, it's an interesting city we live in, though. It's surrounded almost, at least almost 360 degrees by, grasslands and farmland and little rivers and things like that. It's fascinating.
And I highly encourage people to take a second and go out to areas like the Yolo Bypass and just look at the wildlife out there. It's absolutely amazing. A lot of people drive by it multiple times a day and don't even stop to think about what's exactly living out there.
And also, they should find out more about the Wildlife Care Association, would you think? Anicia, thank you so much for coming.
you.
Karina, thank you so much for coming to talk to me.
Thank you for having us.
Well, I think it's an important service that you provide for our community. Really do. All right. Well, unfortunately, that's all the time we have. Come back sometimes. All right, well, that's it for today. We'll be back next Wednesday at 5. Remember, we're live at 5, and it's called LiveWire. I don't know why they call it that, but they do. We'll see you next week. Bye.